Your Denver Broncos just delivered another surge of incredible momentum, outlasting the Washington Commanders in a battle that was far more dominant than the final score ever revealed. This team didn't just win, they imposed their will. And as if that wasn't enough, Denver fans woke up to even better news. Another division rival stumbled, giving the Broncos a clearer path toward controlling the AFC race. This team hasn't tasted defeat since September 21st. 2 full months. October and November have belonged entirely to Denver, and every win has come in a different, gut-punching, heart-racing style. That kind of consistency doesn't happen by accident. It happens when a team believes in each other more than they believe in anything else. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. You saw it again today. After Nick Bonitto's clutch knockdown, the entire defense sprinted toward him like a family celebrating one heartbeat, one mission. This roster isn't chasing personal numbers, they're chasing each other, lifting each other, fighting for each other. That's the culture that conquers late-game chaos. That's the culture that overcomes 8 different upsets around the league this week. Culture beats strategy. Culture beats talent. And right now, culture is exactly what Denver owns. The Broncos have shattered every narrative thrown at them this season. They've won overseas. They've won in hostile stadiums. They've beaten division rivals. They've dropped 33 points in a single fourth quarter. And today, they finally crushed another barrier, winning late, grinding through pressure, and snapping an overtime drought that stretched all the way back to 2015 against the Cleveland Browns. Sean Payton keeps ending streaks the league thought Denver couldn't touch, losing streaks to the Chiefs, losing streaks to the Raiders, road streaks, offensive streaks, defensive streaks, all gone. And now the Broncos are building streaks of their own, the kind that define a season and fuel a playoff run. People will criticize this win just like they mocked Denver for beating Houston, until the Texans suddenly became contenders. Just like they doubted the Cowboys' victory, right before Dallas ripped off multiple wins of their own. The truth is simple, the Broncos keep proving people wrong, and they keep doing it with heart, grit, and belief. Critics are already lining up to downgrade this win, acting like the Commanders aren't a real threat. But here's the truth every NFL fan should know, there are no easy teams in this league. Washington might not be perfect, but this is still the same organization that battled deep into the postseason last year and knocked out the top-seeded Detroit Lions on their road to the NFC Championship. You don't do that unless you're a legitimate football team. And honestly, this might have been one of the most lopsided games in terms of officiating that the Broncos have faced all year. Week after week, fans across the league hear rules analysts admit when a call is wrong, but this game felt like a highlight reel of missed whistles. Take their first touchdown. Nick Bonitto was literally trying to keep Zach Allen from getting rolled up on by an offensive lineman. Instead of rewarding smart, heads-up defense, he gets shoved to the ground by Laramie Tunsil, and somehow the flag goes on Bonitto. That turned what should have been second and long into first and goal, and Washington punched it in. That drive never should have existed. Then came the helmet-to-helmet hits. Bo Nix takes a clear shot up high, and the defender follows it by swinging both fists into his chin area. No call. If that were Patrick Mahomes, the game would have stopped cold, and half the Commanders' sideline might have been ejected. But for Denver? Play on. It didn't stop there. Their overtime touchdown. Patrick Surtain too does not get beaten on a fade, not without help. This was a textbook pick play. Jahan Dotson gets shoved directly into Surtain, knocking him off his route, and Terry McLaurin breaks free because of it. Even neutral analysts like Chase Daniel called it out immediately, that's offensive pass interference every single time. And late in the game, that tipped ball moment involving Talanoa Hufanga? Marcus Mariota lofted what looked like a punt into the air. Once the ball is tipped, there is no pass interference, yet somehow Washington was begging for a flag that never should have been considered. It was so blatant that even former Bronco Shelby Harris chimed in afterward with 3 simple words every football fan knows: ball don't lie. In other words, the better team won. Denver overcame the whistles, the momentum swings, and every attempt to tilt the field. And when the dust settled, the Broncos proved exactly who they are: a tougher, more determined, more resilient team than anyone expected. The old saying held true once again: ball don't lie. And the Denver Broncos proved it by showing, once more, that they can win in any style the moment the game demands it. This wasn't just a victory, it was a reminder that this team is built to adapt, adjust, and survive through any storm. What makes this win so satisfying is how balanced it truly was. Denver showed they can grind out a defensive battle, holding Washington out of the end zone for long stretches. And they also showed that when the offense needs to flip the switch, they can do that too, because Bo Nix is the real deal. This is exactly what a strong locker room needs. No unit gets to lean on the other. No high horse. No, we carried the team. In this game, the defense made mistakes, and Marcus Mariota put up more points than anyone expected, and that's okay. They'll clean it up. They always do. And on the other sideline was a challenge most fans overlooked. Cliff Kingsbury had 2 full weeks to design an offense for a dual-threat quarterback with experience as a starter. Mariota isn't a backup with no history, he's a talented player who's won games in this league. That made this matchup far more complex than people realize, and surviving it is going to make Denver stronger in the long run. But the best part of the night? The entire national audience was forced to watch Bo Nix put on a show. For weeks, the broader NFL media has brushed Denver aside, acting like the Broncos aren't real contenders. That ends now. Because tonight, they watched Nix deliver one of his most impressive performances yet. Look at that touchdown before halftime, a moment that defines who he is as a quarterback. He steps up into a collapsing pocket when most QBs would try to escape out the back. He keeps his balance, adjusts his angle, and fires a pass with one of the most ridiculous arm slots you'll see all season. Watching it live, you almost couldn't believe he got the ball out before going down. But he did, and it was pure brilliance. If Patrick Mahomes made that throw, the league would be updating video games overnight to recreate it. But this time, it was Bo Nix. And the entire country saw it. This is the same rookie who's already engineered late-game heroics, fourth-quarter comebacks, and now a game-winning overtime drive on the road to push Denver to 10-2. A lot of people in Las Vegas bet that the Broncos couldn't even reach 9 wins this season. Denver didn't just beat those odds, they smashed them. This team is different. This quarterback is different. And the league is finally being forced to recognize it. With the Raiders on deck and momentum building like a tidal wave, the future of this Denver Broncos team feels brighter than ever. At the start of the season, predicting a 13-win ceiling felt bold, maybe even unrealistic. But now? With the way this team is playing, with the unity they're showing, that prediction almost feels too low. This team is exceeding every expectation placed in front of them. And tonight proved exactly why. Evan Engram delivered his best performance as a Denver Bronco when the team needed him the most. In overtime, he was a force of nature, breaking tackles, stretching plays, and turning routine catches into game-changing gains. Denver hasn't had a tight end with this kind of yards-after-catch ability in years. Most players at his position fall forward for a first down. Engram turns those moments into something explosive. The drops early in the game didn't shake him. He responded with heart, grit, and clutch playmaking when it mattered. And then there's Bo Nix. In overtime, he looked ice-cold, completely in control, almost like he was toying with the defense. No panic. No hesitation. Just precision and leadership from a quarterback who continues to grow into a star before our eyes. Even with injuries earlier in the season affecting Engram and other offensive pieces, Denver is only now beginning to scratch the surface of what this offense can become. We already know what the defense is capable of at its peak. Now, with the offense rising, the picture becomes even clearer. Bo Nix, a second-year quarterback, has led this team to a 10-2 record. The Broncos haven't lost a game since September 21st. And the belief inside this locker room is stronger than ever. Broncos country, this isn't a fluke. This isn't luck. This is a team building toward a deep playoff run, a team with real chemistry, real identity, and real purpose. And at the end of the night, one truth remains unchanged: the ball don't lie.